talk a little bit about the hiring process, building out your team. There are a couple members of my team that really made my business just absolutely explode in terms of my portfolio size and going out there and being able to just really do what I do best. And if I could take a step back for 1 second, one of the important reasons that you should hire is because when you're an entrepreneur, you have to put yourself in your highest and best use. You want to make sure that the things that you are doing on a regular basis are I don't know another way to put it, but your highest and best use. And that's, you really want to make sure that if there's something that you do well and it's a repeatable process and you can hand it off to somebody else, you should do that. You shouldn't be doing administrative work or accounting or something, or filling in Excel spreadsheets. You're going to do those things in the beginning, but as you start to grow, if you want to grow, if you want to continue to grow, you're going to have to learn to delegate and trust. And I'm not a very trusting person. I'm a control freak. I'll admit it. But my business really started to expand. And has continued to expand when I started to hire people, when I started to bring on other people to support me within my business. And I'm going to give you the five top people. I would say, not that the others are insignificant in any way, but the top people that really kind of helped my business expand. I would say number one, and we'll kind of take it down the chain, not necessarily in level of importance, but kind of just how the funnel works, is a marketing manager. Someone to kind of go out there and continue to put my face out there, continue to put my message out there, continue to help me get out what type of property I'm looking for, someone to continue to push my voice, my name out to local real estate agents, out to wholesalers, out to other investors. So somebody that can just help you, continue to brand yourself. And sometimes, unfortunately, that's what this business is about, at least in some respect. People often say, well, why do I have to brand myself? Why do I have to be a marketer? I just want to be a real estate investor. Well, how do you get deals? How do you get leads? How do people find you? How do people know you? People want to do business with people that they know, that they like, that they understand, that they see, that they trust. The more people see you out there, the more people see me out there, the more trust that they have, the more more deals that I'm presented, the more deals that I close, the more deals. It's a snowball effect. So you want to make sure that you have, initially it's going to be you, putting out stuff on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, or going out there and just talking at seminars or being on webinars or whatever it is. But eventually you want to have somebody to help you kind of coordinate all that, get yourself on podcasts and everything else, and help you kind of coordinate that effort to put yourself out there. So that would be number one. Number two would be my acquisitions manager. So once these leads start coming in, I started to get overwhelmed. I started to let things die because I couldn't handle them. I was already involved in 3 other projects. So I basically, when a new lead would come in, I would basically just let it sit in my inbox, sit in my, not respond to the text message, or not pick up the phone and call that person back because I didn't have the time, because I was already involved in 4 other things. So we brought on an acquisitions manager, and that person's job is basically just to track all of our leads, to follow up, to make sure that we're, processing paperwork. We're not missing deadlines when it comes to contract dates and everything else. That person's job is basically to control the flow of leads, can kind of push them all in, can follow up and do everything, and also get us to the finish line in terms of the closing date. From there. So acquisitions manager was huge. And then from there, it is the project manager. Most of the stuff that I buy now and moving forward, I'm not buying rent-ready stuff anymore. You might not need a project manager in the beginning stages. Maybe you're buying stuff that's more cosmetic rehab. Most of the stuff that we're buying today, gut rehab, new build, significant amount of work, because we're trying to create a significant amount of value right from day one. So hiring a project manager was huge. For years, I've been doing all this stuff myself, stepping on nails on job sites, getting hit with 2x4s. It's raining outside and somebody doesn't show up, so I have to carry doors in myself, and really just kind of beating myself up on the job site, running back and forth to Home Depot, Lowe's, somebody needs a box of screws, just a lot of time on the road. And as we started to take on 4, 5, 6 projects at once, I realized that there was enough capital in there to, again, I stepped back, I created a system. I documented everything that I was doing correctly. When it came out successful, I documented it, put it into a system, and then handed it off to somebody else to replicate. And now, again, remove me from that part of the job and put me back in my highest and best use. So I would say number 4 would be my carpenter. So that was acquisitions, marketing, acquisitions, project manager, carpenter. Completely exploded the business. So I found that as we started to build our portfolio, we started to get more and more rentals. There was always a loose door or a doorknob that fell off or just something random. So we decided to, instead of continuing to hire subcontractors or hire out for small jobs, we just wanted to bring somebody on full time. And when that happened, it really kind of opened things up. Now that individual is we're not just hiring somebody for one individual project, but that person can now hop in the truck, hop in a maintenance van, and kind of bounce from project to project and fix this and that, and really kind of took a lot of weight off of my shoulders. And now our team actually contacts that person as well and coordinates with them to help kind of alleviate some of my day-to-day, so I'm not getting those calls as well. And then last but not least, and probably, I would say one of the biggest jumps is hiring a property manager. So marketing, acquisitions, project manager, carpenter, and then property manager. So I had mentioned I'm a control freak. I am for years. I've been doing this for close to 15 years. And for years, I've been managing my own properties, taking the late night calls, taking the tenant complaints, tenant concerns, running around, making copies of keys, work orders, chasing down rents, whatever it may be, doing it myself, and it just wasn't an efficient way to do it. So bringing on a property manager who now helps me handle the day-to-day has been a huge help. Just kind of being more organized. In my job now, as kind of the head of this organization, so to speak, is to kind of meet with each one of these people on a regular basis, make sure they fully understand the goals, where we're trying to go, and come up with a strategic plan for everyone, right? So it's no longer about the day-to-day with me now. It's more or less the vision, setting goals for us as a team, making sure that we're moving towards those goals, setting new goals once we hit those goals, and just kind of moving us towards or kind of marching us down this path. One thing that I can say, and I know what a lot of you are thinking right now is, well, Will's, somewhat, further along than I am. He might have a little bit more of an established portfolio. I can't afford to hire all these people. Well, that may be true. You probably can't afford to hire all these people together at the start. But one of the platforms that I've used, and one of the hiring processes that I've been through has been great, is using virtual assistants. So most of that team, outside of the carpenter and project manager, which you really can't, my property manager is virtual, my CPA is virtual, my marketing manager is virtual. We live in a virtual world now. Most of the things that you do don't necessarily need to have a body in place. To check on properties, yes. To fix a door, yes, you absolutely need a body. But you can absolutely hire an acquisitions manager, someone with experience. You can absolutely hire a property manager, somebody with an experience, and they can be in another state. They can certainly be in another country, as long as they can figure out a way to direct your phone traffic from your tenants over to your property project manager, scan your bills in or scans your invoices in and send them over to your CPA. Have your marketing manager on a schedule with you where you can work out what needs to be done on a day-to-day basis to continue to get your face out there. So I would say don't look at this as something that you want to push off till later. If you're doing something correctly and you're doing something that's repeatable, something that you can build a system around, and when I say system, I mean something that you can say, I did this correctly. I've done it 10 times, I've done it 100 times or whatever like that. Here's exactly how I do it. Write it down, use an Excel spreadsheet or a Word document or whatever it may be. Create that system and hand it off to somebody else. And one of the things that I love about Upwork, about in the virtual assistant world as well, is you can shuffle through a few people until you find the right one, until you find that dream team. If you hire somebody, give them 2 weeks. You're not committing to $50,000 salary. You're committing to 2 weeks, and if they don't work out, you click a couple buttons, you wish them the best, and you move on to somebody else until you find the right person that can really help your team grow. So those are my team members. Those are the team members. I have several more, but those are the team members that really have just helped my business to grow to where it is today. And those are the team members that'll continue to help our company march towards bigger goals as well. So hopefully this was helpful. Thanks, guys.